came in plain envelopes. No return address, no fingerprints, just accusations and fear. The letters knew where you lived, who you were with, what you did behind closed doors. They said things no one else could have known, and they always ended the same way. You can't hide forever. In the quiet town of Circleville, Ohio, someone was watching. Someone who wanted the truth exposed, or what they believed was the truth. Over 1,000 letters would be sent over the next 17 years. Anonymous, relentless, and sometimes deadly. This is not fiction. This is the Forgotten Cases. And tonight, we ask a question that has haunted an entire town for nearly half a century. Who was the Circleville letter writer? It began quietly in 1976. Nicholas moves to school district. A mother, a wife, a normal woman by all accounts. Then one day, she received a letter, typed in blocky, angry handwriting. It accused her of having an affair with the school superintendent. There was no signature, no evidence, just a demand. Or else. Mary had no idea who sent it, or how they knew such private details. She kept it secret. But the writer didn't stop with her. Soon, her husband Ron received a letter too. It ordered him to confront his wife, to act. And so he did. One night, Ron received a phone call. What was said, no one knows. But it made him grab his revolver and storm out of the house. He never came back. Ron's body was found inside his truck, crashed into a tree. The revolver he carried had been fired once, but no bullet was ever found. There were no skid marks, no sign of another vehicle, no explanation. Authorities ruled it an accident, but those close to Ron didn't believe it. Was the mysterious caller the letter writer? Did Ron confront someone that night? Or was this murder? One thing was clear. The letters didn't stop. In fact, they multiplied. Teachers, police officers, local officials. Everyone became a target. No one was safe from the words that came in the mail. Words filled with threats, secrets, and the kind of venom that can only come from someone who knows you. The town began to turn on itself. Neighbors suspected each other. Trust collapsed. But the worst was still to come. Months after Ron's death, Mary's bus route became a new battleground. Handwritten signs began appearing along the road, each one accusing her of unspeakable things, each one more violent than the last. One day she stopped the bus, marched up to one of the signs, and tore it down. But behind it, something was there. A small box, wires, a crude trap. Inside was a loaded pistol, rigged to fire when the sign was pulled. Mary had just narrowly escaped death. Police traced the gun to a man named Paul Freshour, Mary's former brother-in-law. Paul had been close with Ron. After Ron's death, their family grew distant, bitter. Now his gun had been used in a murder attempt. Paul claimed the gun had been stolen. He said he had nothing to do with the trap. But handwriting experts compared his writing to the letters. They said it matched. Police searched his garage. They found tools, twine, materials similar to the booby trap. In 1983, Paul Freshour was arrested. He was convicted of attempted murder and sentenced to 7 to 25 years in prison. Finally, it seemed the nightmare was over. Except, it wasn't. The letters kept coming. Even as Paul sat behind bars, in solitary confinement, the poison still arrived in the mailboxes of Circleville. Some letters targeted officials. Some went to journalists. One was even sent to the prison warden. Paul had no access to writing materials, no way to send letters. And yet, the messages continued. One read, "When we set them up, they stay set." Paul Fresauer served 10 years in prison. He was paroled in 1994. And until the day he died, he maintained his innocence. He told his story in interviews, appeared on Unsolved Mysteries, begged people to look deeper, but the investigation went cold. And Paul died in 2012 without ever learning the truth. In 2021, 48 Hours attempted to re-examine the case. A DNA test was performed on one of the remaining envelopes, but the results were inconclusive. The sample was contaminated. Another dead end. To this day, no one knows who wrote the Circleville Letters. Some suspect Mary Gillespie herself. Others point to a jealous co-worker or a powerful local figure. A few believe it wasn't one person, but a group working together. One thing is certain. Whoever it was, they were clever, patient, and deeply personal. They weaponized fear. They ruined lives. Today, Circleville is quiet again, but the legacy of those letters still lingers. Old mailboxes creak open, eyes glance over shoulders. In the back of some minds, one thought remains. What if the writer is still out there?